I think it's a really important concept to talk about confidence versus competence versus belief. And the three are in some ways linked and related to each other. But what we prefer to talk about is the fact that belief is something which is concrete. When you believe in yourself, it's usually based on some very specific evidence that you've collected from the past. That could be a previous performance, great statistics that you've been able to create on the field or on the court at any given time. And what's happened in the past can't be changed. So when you think about what you believe in, there's normally something which is very concrete and very tangible. When we talk about something such as confidence, confidence is an emotion. And everybody knows that your emotions can change, they can fluctuate throughout the day. You know, perhaps part of the challenge is if you believe that confidence is linked to a performance, you know, obviously part of your challenge is always creating the right type of emotional state. Now, that has a level of complexity. Even if I think about my own, athletic career, I got to the stage where I was able to create the right type of emotion, but it had nothing to do with confidence. It was more a feeling of determination in order for me to perform at my best. But the thing about confidence is that we focus on it a lot with the clients that we work with because they always attribute it to either being successful or perhaps being not successful. And an athlete can be confident one day and not confident the next day. And that being a key reason as to why they're able to either create good results or perhaps sometimes poor results. And so we try to get the word eradicated from their vocabulary to the point where we can get them to focus on, well, why should they believe in themselves? And we do a very specific exercise to create this outcome. Like most of our work, it's based around a series of projects where we have to become a little bit more conscious about understanding what creates certain outcomes. It's like going to the gym with DISC, it's like going to the gym with your level of belief in yourself. It's an activity, it's a process that we have to visit often so that we can really feel with absolute certainty that we have critical and concrete reasons as to why to believe in our ability. And so one of the activities that we get our clients to do with their team is we actually get the athletes on the team to talk about reasons why they believe in their team members. I remember doing the activity only this morning, and for one of the particular athletes who was facing a bit of a challenge in her own level of self-belief, I quickly threw it out to the rest of the team. Look, can you give me some reasons as to why you believe in this particular athlete? And very quickly they were able to determine that there were 3, 4, and 5, and 6 key reasons that came from all different players as to why they absolutely believed in this particular athlete. But the great thing that they talked about was this belief was based on evidence, it was based on events, it was based on behaviours which they'd seen that athlete perform only yesterday. And so when someone else believes in you, it's a lot easier to believe in yourself. And so once again, we're eradicating the word confidence and we're talking about belief. Now we mentioned the word competence before. Competence is a skill level, and we all have varying levels of competence in our ability to perform in our chosen task and activity and sport. Competence is something that develops over time. Once again, I think it's more closely linked to belief because when you have a feeling of belief in your competence, that's something you can actually improve on as well. Competence is linked to practice, it's linked to actually making changes, it's linked to, becoming better at something, and most importantly, competence is something that you have 100% control over.